I came across two stories, and I don't think that most people have put them next to each other. Probably most people haven't even come across them at all. But in New York City, security cameras recorded at least 3 nighttime incidents of people entering or exiting sewer tunnels through maintenance holes in Brooklyn and Queens. And in one Williamsburg video, there was something like 7 people that emerged from a manhole in the middle of an intersection. Some of them were wearing headlamps, some were carrying what appeared to be shovels. One of them almost got hit by a car. And then, in Alabama, divers doing routine maintenance at the Converse Reservoir dam found a grenade-type improvised explosive device underwater. That reservoir is the sole source of drinking water for around 350,000 people in and around Mobile. Okay, brief aside here, because I don't want to forget to give a shout out to Spanish language enthusiast who follows this channel and chose to support the work by hitting the subscription button on TikTok. That support helps keep this work gifted and available to everyone who needs it or wants it at any time. On other platforms, the thanks button or the membership button does the same thing, and it really does matter. Okay, so back to what we're talking about today. The public record that I found treats these as completely separate cases. So let's talk about them that way for a moment. New York police say a thorough sweep found no public safety threat, and officials reported 0 injuries and 0 arrests. I don't know if that should make you feel better or worse, but apparently the investigation is ongoing. And a senior law enforcement official told NBC New York that one possible theory is that they are scavenging for valuables in the sewer system. They've said they don't know exactly what they're doing underground, but that's a theory for now. Now, the Alabama case, in some ways, as far as we know for now, is very different, because the director called it an unprecedented threat and said they were fortunate the device was discovered before it could cause serious damage to the water supply. The dam and reservoir are federally designated critical infrastructure, meaning the Department of Homeland Security was also notified. So here's what I'm saying in all this. Separate cases, even if they remain separate, can still point toward the same national vulnerability. Most of us don't think about reservoirs or dams or sewer tunnels, treatment plants, pump stations, electrical substations, or water mains. We don't think about those things until they stop working. These systems are invisible because they function, because someone maintains them, because someone is supposed to be watching for risks that come to them. Officials haven't released details about how long the Alabama IED may have been submerged. A device found underwater at a drinking water dam in a federally designated critical infrastructure site was discovered during routine maintenance. I mean, without that routine maintenance, no one would have found it. And that should bother us quite a bit. In New York, people were apparently entering the sewer system across multiple nights and neighborhoods, while NBC New York reported that the scavenging theory was based on some sort of similar incidents that dated back to 2024. Now maybe that's all that it was. Maybe it was people looking for valuables underground. Even so, that still leaves a really serious question. If people can access sewer infrastructure across multiple nights and multiple places, how confident are we that someone with worse intentions couldn't do the same thing? And this is where history matters. Think about after 9/11, when we learned that warning signs had existed across different parts of the system. People had raised concerns. Information had been scattered across agencies. Think about before Pearl Harbor. There were warnings and signals and strategic concerns about Japan. In both cases, the country saw the cost of taking scattered warning signals too lightly. A responsible country takes strange incidents seriously before they become a national trauma of sorts. That is especially true right now. I think when this admin's public posture around security seems consumed by performance and base signaling and social media conflict and political spectacle, the same concern applies to the FBI. The public has every right to ask whether the unglamorous work is actually being done behind the scenes. Critical infrastructure protection is inspections, staffing, intelligence sharing, local coordination, access control, and serious work when nobody is actually watching. The point here is awareness. Water systems, sewer systems, power systems, dams, tunnels, pumps, treatment plants, these are the systems that make modern life possible, and problems can build behind the scenes long before they announce themselves publicly. The most important infrastructure story usually happens out of public view. It's beneath our feet, and behind a fence, and under the waterline. The one way we notice it is that it stops working. And by then, much like we've been talking about with the pending food crisis and other issues, the erosion of the constitutional norms and rights, even those in and of themselves, by the time we notice it, it is so far gone, it is much harder to claw back. So trying to get out in front of these things and notice them ahead of time, or at least as soon as possible, is really important. So I wanted to bring some light to these stories. We'll do our best to keep tabs on it. It'll be hard in the chaotic news cycle, but I thought that it was worth talking about today. Sorry for the alarm going off. I'll see you soon.